Hello, my friends, and welcome to Yoga by the Moon. My name is Michelle, and I'm here to guide you through a last quarter moon practice for the last quarter moon for May 9th of 2026. So, last quarter moons, they are a moment of pause, kind of between the full moon and the coming new moon. It's a time of reflection to kind of assess this whole previous lunar cycle, to determine where we would like the path to unfold next. It's kind of a final release and surrender of things that don't align in this moment of reflection, and really a kind of breath to gather ourselves before we journey forward on a new path with the new moon next. So it's that moment of pause. This particular last quarter moon is actually positioned in the sign of Aquarius. And Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, very wild and free and just unencumbered. It's a very curious, social, out-of-the-box thinker air sign. And it really leaves us with like all these open pathways, right? We are in the sign of Taurus also for its Taurus season. And Taurus is kind of opposite in that way to some degree. It's very grounded, very centered, very self-assured, very much in the box kind of thinker. This is the pathway. This is who we are. This is where we are. Whereas Aquarius is like, oh, step out of that. Come out. Aquarius likes to challenge those kind of in the box restrictive thinking and open us up to more abundance and open us up to new possibilities and opportunities that we might not see with that really strict rooted thinking of Taurus. And this last quarter moon gives us that pause to reflect on where the path has led us so far and where we would like it to go for the new lunar cycle. So what this last quarter moon gives us the opportunity to do is it gives us that opportunity to nurture ourselves and ground ourselves. So that energy of Taurus, that really deep self-awareness, that really deep self-knowledge, and rooting ourselves into that, while also challenging ourselves to see the broader picture, to be a little bit more wild and carefree and step outside of that just a little bit with the energy of Aquarius and allow that abundance to flow into our lives. And by tending to both of those elements, we're really able to allow a really fruitful pathway to come our way with the new moon. So we do a little bit of both of those things, tending to ourselves and grounding our energy, and then also just kind of being a little carefree with it, a little open with it, while we take this just moment of pause. It's a moment for ourselves. So a lot of this practice is just going to be about tending to ourselves, nurturing ourselves, rooting ourselves, but also kind of being a little wild and carefree at the same time. So if you'll join me sitting on the mat, we're going to begin our breath work seated. You can find yourself in any comfortable seat. It doesn't matter which position you choose right now. We'll change as we begin our actual movement practice. But the breath work that we're going to do today is Sitali breath, and that translates to soothing breath or cooling breath. And this is a very calming, centered, rooted sort of breath work. It really allows us to really be locked in to our inner selves, really connecting deep that energy of Taurus and calming ourselves. But it's also a kind of free air breathing, I guess, is a way of putting it. And Aquarius is an air sign. It has that freedom and everything. And so it really kind of brings in a little bit of playfulness of Aquarius as well. then to do the breath, we'll do 5 rounds together, but I'll demonstrate one. To do the breath work, you're going to kind of fold your tongue like a taco, curling it, and you're going to inhale through the mouth, through that open, like taco tongue. And then you're going to close your mouth and exhale out the nose slowly. And we're going to do that 5 times together, but I'll do one round as an example. So you're going to inhale, curl tongue. Exhale long and steady out the nose. Let's do 5 rounds together. Inhale, taco tongue. Exhale, nose. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one in. Last one out. And then just find your own rhythm of breath. Come back to awareness of the room, to awareness of yourself if you had your eyes closed. Notice any subtle changes in how you feel, if any. No judgment, just notice. And when you're ready to begin moving with me, we are going to take our left knee and bring it in front of us so that our left foot is on the outer right part of our hip, kind of making a triangle. And then we are going to stack our right knee on top of that, making another triangle with the right knee on top of the left, right foot on the outer side of the left hip. So your feet are going to be on opposite sides of your hips, and you got these knee triangles right in front of you. And since our right leg is on top, we're going to raise our left arm up overhead and reach our hand down our back while we take our right arm behind us through our back and reach your right hand up. Now maybe you can clasp your fingers behind each other, behind your back. Maybe you just kind of reach your fingers in those directions without touching your hands. Or maybe you want to grab onto a scarf or a yoga strap if you have one to try to connect your hands, but you don't have to. You can just kind of rest them on your back if you wish. And this is just cow face. It's a nice deep stretch for those hips, a nice deep stretch for those shoulders. Just kind of settling into it, just allowing the body to release and drop. No need to kind of force your way into anything. Just one more breath in here with our arms and legs in this position. Exhale, slowly bring your arms to your side. Bring your feet out in front of you with your knees pointed up to the ceiling. And we're just kind of windshield wiper those hips just for a moment, resetting, recalibrating. And now we're going to do that on the other side. So right foot comes to the outer part of your left hip, making your right knee on the bottom with that right knee triangle in front of you. And stack that left knee on top. Left foot comes to the outer part of your right hip. Left knee on top of right in those little triangles. Left knee is on top, so our right arm comes up on top as we reach the hand down. Left arm down and behind, reaching that hand up. And again, maybe you want to clasp those hands. Maybe you can on this side and you couldn't on the other, or vice versa. We tend to be a little uneven in our hips and shoulders and everything. So if one side is different than the other, no worries. We all are. All a little lopsided. That's what makes us beautiful, right? Imperfections. No worries there, no judgments. Again, if you need those scarves or straps, or you just want to kind of reach your hands in those directions, you're welcome to do that as well. Just deeply releasing without pushing in the shoulders, and the hips. Settling in. Tuning into that body. Tuning into yourself. Grounding ourselves and rooting ourselves here in this cow face posture. Connecting inward. One more breath in here. Exhale, slowly untangle those hands. Bring the soles of the feet in front of you. Windshield wiper those knees. Reset through those hips once again. And then as you're ready, make your way to tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Nice flat back. Inhale, bring that belly towards the mat as you look up towards the ceiling. Cow. Exhale, rounding through that spine and looking down to the mat in cat. Take a couple of rounds in cat and cow in your own breath, articulating as slowly as possible through your spine, like you're moving through molasses. You can really just find points of release and surrender to really kind of honor that last quarter moon, creating that roundness of the round outer part of the last quarter moon with our spine, and releasing and surrendering. One more wherever you are. And as you're ready, come back to a neutral spine. Then we take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, bring that left shoulder towards that left hip as you look back towards your left foot. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right shoulder to right hip as you look back to that right foot. Inhale back to center. Take a couple rounds of cat and cow to the side like this in your own breath. Once again, articulating through the spine, creating that sort of half moon image with our spine still. Releasing once again. Inhale. One more wherever you are, finishing up through this cycle. Exhale back to center. Now we're going to come up and stand on our knees now with our shins behind us, upright, nice tall spine, shoulders back and down. And then we're going to take our left foot out to the side, straight leg, sort of creating a right triangle with between our right hip and our left hip. Foot out to the side. We're going to take our left arm up to the sky and reach it down that left leg as that right arm comes up and over to the left side. Gate pose. Releasing through that right side body, opening through that left inner hip, all at the same time. We're in that moment of pause and that gateway. So here we mimic that moment in this posture as we release and surrender and connect within. One more breath in here. On an exhale, come back to center and bring that left knee under that left hip. As you're ready, right leg comes out to the side now. Straighten that right leg. Toes pointing forward, up on that left knee still. Creating that 90-degree angle with that nice right angle triangle with our hips in the opposite direction. Inhale your right arm up to the sky and then reach it down your right leg as your left arm comes up and over to the right side. Gate pose on the other side. You are the gateway between the past and the present. You are that portal through which your life and abundance will begin. One more breath in here. On an exhale, come back up to center and bring that right knee under that right hip. Take a deep breath in as you clasp your hands behind your back. And then on an exhale, reach those hands down towards the floor as you open that chest up to the sky and look up to the ceiling in a camel pose variation, opening our hearts with that freedom of Aquarius, surrendering to the universe and its plans. One more inhale, exhale, come back up. Release those hands and then bring your hands under your shoulders, knees under hips, nice flat back, tabletop once again. Inhale, reach that left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, thread that left hand between your right arm and your right leg and bring it down to the mat as you bring that left shoulder to the mat as well, looking to the right hand side. In thread the needle. Releasing through our shoulder, releasing through our lower spine. Surrendering, grounding, connecting. Don't forget to breathe deep. Your breath is that main connection to yourself, that main gauge of connection. When you are connected to your breath, you can tune in deeper. One more breath in here. On an exhale, bring that left hand underneath your left shoulder. Inhale that right hand up to the sky. Exhale, thread that left hand between that right hand between the left arm and left knee, bringing that right arm to the mat, looking to the left hand side. I'm going to move my hair out of the way so you can hear me better. Releasing through that right shoulder now. Finding release in our lower spine. Connecting to the earth, to our breath. One more deep breath in. On an exhale, slowly bring that right hand underneath your right shoulder. Slowly, gently walk your hands about one hand length in front of you. Curl through your toes. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, slowly, like you're moving through molasses once again, lift those hips and bring those heels towards the mat, creating that upside down V with your body in downward facing dog. Slowly pedal those heels, bringing one heel all the way to the mat as you bend generously into the other knee. And then switching. Other heel down, other knee deeply bent. Slowly pedaling those heels, stretching through the back of the body, releasing any tension, connecting to your breath. When you're ready, find stillness and maybe shorten your downward dog stance a little bit by gently walking your hands back slightly toward your feet. And then we're going to take our left hand and bring it to the outer right part of our shin as we pull our chest through towards the right hand side in a downward dog twist. We will not stay in this twist for very long, just subtly releasing in our spine in a different way, a creative way, like Aquarius likes to see things from a different perspective. One more breath in here. Exhale, bring that left hand back. As you bring your right hand to the left shin now and pull your chest to the left side of the mat. I lost my balance there. If you ever lose your balance, at any point your yoga mat will catch you. No judgments here. We are all practicing yoga, embodying yoga. It is not perfection. It is about the journey. Exhale as you release back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in as you lift that right leg to the sky. Exhale as many steps as you need to get there. Bring that right foot between your hands. Stay up off that left heel as you rise on up. Arms up overhead, high lunge, sinking deep into that right knee. A nice, energetic, bold, heart open posture, embracing that courageous energy of Aquarius. One more deep breath in here with all that hope for the opportunity and abundance. On an exhale, spin that left heel towards the back right corner of your mat, planting that sole of that foot, staying bent into that right knee, right arm forward, left arm back, chest towards that left wall. Warrior two. Taking that heart open of Aquarius and now coupling it with that grounding energy of Taurus, still using that in-between moment of reflection of the last quarter moon, looking forward to all that is to come with the new moon. One more breath in here. On an exhale, slightly shorten your stance maybe, stepping that left leg a little bit up towards the front of the mat, straightening through that right knee with just a subtle soft bend, keeping your arms right arm forward, left arm back. Now we're going to tip through towards that right hip, leaning as far as you can without bending your spine. And wherever you are, once you reach that kind of threshold where you can't bend anymore, or lean forward without bending anymore, we're going to tick-tock our arms to 12 and 6. So your right hand will come to the inner part of your right thigh as your left arm opens towards the ceiling. Now you might want to have a block or a book handy where you can rest that right hand on top of it, or maybe you wish to rest your hand on top of your shin, or maybe you even wish to bring your hand all the way to the mat. Keep that spine nice and tall, that chest nice and open, and do not rest that hand on the knee because you don't want to lock it out or push it the other way. One more breath in here in triangle pose. On an exhale, bring that left hand down to the mat, keeping that soft bend in that right leg, just folding over that right leg now. Hand on either side of that foot. Pyramid pose, a deep stretch for the back of that right leg. A pose of surrender, connection, and grounding. And release. One more deep breath in here. On an exhale, we're going to step that left foot to meet the right in forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant those hands. Step your feet back to high plank. Shift that weight forward. Bend those elbows. Chaturanga. Press on up. Upward facing dog. And lift those hips up high to downward facing dog. That is our only chaturanga of this whole practice. Do not worry. When I said this was a practice of nurturing and tenderly loving care and release, I meant it. Inhale that left leg to the sky. Exhale as many steps as you need to get there. Bring that left foot between your hands. Staying up off that right heel for now. Lift on up, arms up, high lunge. Even though this is a sort of intense posture, fire burn, like building a little bit, heat building, it's still a very connected posture. But it's still a very grounded posture. One more breath in here. On an exhale, spin that right heel to the back left corner of the mat now, planting the sole of that foot. Left arm forward, right arm back, staying bent into that left knee. Chest towards the right side. Wall. Warrior two. Looking forward to all that is to come. Reflecting on all that has passed with us in this moment in between. Symbolizing that last quarter moon. That moment in between, that pause. One more breath here in this reflection. On an exhale, step that right leg towards the front of the mat just a little bit as you straighten through that left leg with just a soft bend in the knee. Keep your arms as they were. Left arm forward, right arm back. Tip into that left hip, keeping a nice tall spine. And when you can't tip forward anymore without bending, tick-tock those arms. Left hand down to 6, right hand up to 12 o'clock. Once again, your options are block or book on the inside of that left leg. Maybe resting your hand on that left thigh, on your shin, or maybe even all the way down to the mat. Anywhere in between, just not on the knee itself, so that you don't press into that knee in the opposite direction and cause a serious injury. Releasing through that spine, seeing things in a different way like Aquarius likes to do. One more breath in here. On an exhale, bring that right hand down to the right side of that left foot and bring your left hand down to the mat on the other side. Keeping that soft bend in that left knee. Forward fold over that left leg, releasing deeply into the back of that left leg in pyramid pose. Taking another moment of pause and surrender. Honoring yourself wherever you are in your journey. Breathing deep. Tuning in. One more deep breath in. On an exhale, step that right foot to meet the left. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep those hands up all the way overhead. Maybe bring them to prayer down through heart center. Find yourself in mountain pose, shoulders back and down, chest open and lifted. Sinking those feet, rooting those feet into the mat. Tuning in to yourself, finding that opposition of forces, just like we have with Aquarius and Taurus, the challenging perspectives and rooting ourselves and grounding ourselves while also trying to be playful, wild, and carefree. Those two sort of contradicting energies we kind of find in that push and pull that is in the energetic balance that is mountain pose. It looks like you're just standing there, but you're really doing so much work. One more breath here, just connecting to yourself. As you're ready, shift your weight into that right leg, finding all 4 corners of that foot, and then maybe lifting through that left foot, turning your left knee out towards the left side of the left side wall, And maybe you want to just rest your foot on the inner part of your right ankle. Maybe you want to lift that foot to the inner part of your right shin. Or maybe you take the left sole of your foot to the inner part of your right thigh. Tree pose, find your variation of tree. Just do not rest that foot on the inner part of your right knee. For the same reason, we don't want to rest our hands on our knee in triangle. We don't want to knock that knee out. That can cause a serious injury. Find a focal point to help you maintain your balance. Rooting ourselves into this earth in this ultimate Taurus posture in tree pose. One more breath in tree. When you release your foot, we're going to take our left hand to catch the inner part of our left foot. We are not going to bring it to the ground just yet. So you're going to hold that left foot behind you with your left hand. And then as you're ready, take your left foot and kick that left hand away, taut like a bow and arrow. And then you're going to kick so much that you start to tip forward. Whoop. And if you fall out of the balance posture, don't worry. Your yoga mat will catch you. But practice, dancer. Play with it. This is that energy of Aquarius here in this posture. That playful, curious, out of the box energy. Asking us to connect to ourselves and root to ourselves at the same time. If you're done playing like I am on that side, just shake out those legs. And as I said, don't worry if you fall out of the posture. As you see, I do almost every single time. I can guarantee you pretty much every single video where I've done balanced postures, I have fallen out of it. Quite possibly before you. So do not worry. It is called a yoga practice, not a yoga perfect. Laugh at yourself, laugh at me, shake it out, and shift your weight into that left foot. As you're ready, find your tree on this side. Options, keep your toes on the mat with your heel resting on the inner part of the ankle, onto the inner part of your shin, or bringing the sole of your foot all the way up to the inner part of your thigh. Find your version of tree. Nice tall spine, shoulders back and down. That will help you stay centered and rooted, connected. Find that focal point to look at, that drishti, as it is known in yoga, to help you maintain your balance. As you're ready, when we release tree, we're going to take our right hand to catch the inner part of your right foot behind you. You're going to take that right foot, kick your right hand away, taut like a bow and arrow, kicking so much that you begin to tip forward, and maybe even reach that left arm forward. Once again, I fell out. I keep finding the bumpy parts of my yoga rug here, trying to balance on those. That is silly of me. It's like standing on a hill and then trying to balance. Oops. Just play. Use that playful energy of Aquarius. Be playful with yourself. And dancer. And as you're ready, release the pose. Inhale, sweep those hands up overhead. Bring them to prayer above your head. As you exhale, bring your hands through center of your body all the way down to the floor. And forward fold. Release your hands to the mat. Take your big finger, your 2 pointer fingers and your middle finger and wrap them around your big toes. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, use that wrapping of your fingers around your big toes to pull your chest toward your thighs. You can generously bend your knees here to really release through the back body. But find a good release here in this hand to big toe, forward fold. Surrender. Breathe deep. One more breath in here. On an exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Step your right foot back and then your left. High plank. We're only going to hold here for a couple of breaths. One more deep inhale. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. We're going to tent our fingers out wide in sort of a Y shape in front of us. And then come up, tent up on those fingertips. And then we're going to inhale, press on up to cobra. Exhale, down. 3 more in this spider cobra flow. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. 2 more. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Hold. Releasing a little bit in the back body. Exhale, slowly bring yourself down. Hands under your shoulders now. We're going to inhale, bring the sole of that foot towards the ceiling, making a 90-degree angle with your leg. Exhale, take that left foot all the way over to the right side of the mat until the sole of the foot is planted on the floor outside of that right hip. Right arm out to the side. Use your left arm to prop you up, opening through that right shoulder and the front of that left hip in scorpion pose. One more breath in here. Exhale, come back to center. Left arm comes out to the left side. Right foot, sole of the foot comes towards the ceiling in that 90-degree angle. As you're ready, you're going to kick that right foot over to the left side of the mat until the left sole of the foot reaches the floor. And you're going to use that right arm to kind of tent you up, prop you up. And scorpion on the other side. Breathing deep, releasing in the body so we can release in the mind. One more breath in. On an exhale, come back to center and then do, as I like to call, a yogi pancake as you flip yourself onto your back. Kind of center yourself on the mat. Bring those shoulder blades together, back and down. Lift the hips and align yourself where your hips feel comfortable. Inhale deeply. And as you exhale, bring the soles of your feet towards the ceiling. Grabbing the outer part of your feet with your hands. Use your elbows on the inner part of your shins to press those hips open wide. Here in happy baby. Now take that freedom of Aquarius and maybe kick your feet out one to the side, one at a time, rocking back and forth. Maybe you want to kick your legs out long and then down in, bringing the soles of your feet together in a sort of butterfly. Find a freedom of expression here. Use that energy of Aquarius. to find out of the box ways to feel good here and happy, baby. Giving yourself permission to play. When you're ready, find stillness and release those feet, but keep those knees up as you take your arms and hug your knees in towards your chest. And then just gently rock yourself back and forth, giving yourself some true, tender, loving care. Real self-love here in this hug we're giving ourselves. Massaging through that spine. Just finding that connection. And when you're ready to find stillness, you can release that hug and bring one foot down to the bottom of the mat, followed by the other. Shoulders back and down. Find wherever your hands feel comfortable to place them. And arrive into your version of Shavasana as I take you through a meditation for this last quarter moon. Remember, there are no rules or specific outcomes you're meant to achieve in this meditation. Simply being here with your breath and your body is enough. Let's begin. Slowly notice your body softening and settling. Feel which parts of your body are meeting the earth beneath you. If you haven't already, you may gently close your eyes or have a soft gaze, whatever allows you to feel safe and supported. Allow your shoulders to melt away from your ears and feel your collarbones expand wide from side to side. Ever so slightly tuck your chin in towards your chest, creating space in the back of your neck. Inhale deeply, starting to tap into what part of your journey is ready to be released. Exhale slowly, accepting that an ending is near. Now allow your mind's eye to return to your garden, bathed in soft, dim light of the last quarter moon. Take a moment to gaze up at the night sky that connects with the sight of the last quarter moon, its shape resembling a graceful arc gently fading into the background. In the garden, you encounter a tree that you have been nurturing, but it has changed. It stands as a symbol of your journey, bearing both the remaining fruits of your experiences and the fallen leaves of what you're ready to release. As the leaves fall and the remaining fruits begin to decompose, the tree is both fertilizing the soul with nutrients and clearing space for new growth. Notice how this is being mirrored in your journey. Take a moment to allow your intuition, your body, to tell you what needs to be released and recycled from your current experience in order to clear space. With every fallen leaf, a sense of liberation comes over you. Inhale deeply, absorbing the empowering energy of release. And exhale slowly, freeing yourself from any attachments to what you are shedding. As you do, repeat to yourself, I release the old to make room for what is new. I release the old to make room for what is new. At this point in your lunar journey, you face another challenge, but this time it's internal. Unlike tension that you might have felt during the first quarter moon, where you had to decide where to commit and build, under the last quarter moon, you must decide what part of the journey you will keep and what part you will shed. As you continue to witness the tree's transformation and decomposition, embrace your own. Just as a tree prepares itself for new growth in the next cycle, so do you. The moon above watches over you, a reminder that releasing is just as important as creating. It is a natural part of the journey, clearing the way for fresh opportunities and experiences to emerge. If it feels safe, place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, affirming what you would like to say goodbye to in this lunar phase. Breathe into your hands, settling into this inner knowledge and honoring this ending. Allow yourself to feel whatever comes up, be it sadness or relief or anything else. Endings are not easy. Be gentle with yourself as you let go. With a final breath, inhale a deep breath. And as you exhale, expand your awareness deeper into your body. Take a moment to reflect on this connection between your journey of release and the tree's journey of decomposition and the moon's diminishing shape. Carry with you this new sense of inner freedom, knowing that by shedding what no longer serves you, you're creating space for new and transformative growth. As you're ready, start to bring awareness back into your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Turn your elbows and wrists. Bend your knees. Turn your ankles. Maybe you want to give yourself a nice full body stretch. Or maybe you feel like you've stretched out long way too much today and you want to give yourself another tight squeeze and hug. Find what you need. Tend to it. And then gently, slowly turn to one side. Use one hand to slowly press you up to a comfortable seat. Feel the ground beneath you. If you had a soft gaze or your eyes were closed, you may flutter those eyelids open now and arrive into this space. Thank you so much for releasing with this last quarter moon, for finding some playfulness, for connecting to yourself. It is always my honor that you share practice with me and this community here at Yoga by the Moon. And I can't wait to begin another lunar phase with you at the next new moon, which will be, I believe, the 16th. We've got a little bit of time still. But as always, from my heart to yours in this humble, beautiful journey of yoga and Yoga by the Moon, namaste.